Welcome to Leaks, where we try to pick apart the latest leak that Jagex have given to us regarding the upcoming Leagues 5 and try and digest all the information and see what it could mean. Today we have a really unusual one. I think this is somewhere between fire sale and banknote. That looks like what they're doing anyway, some sort of weird combination. So to start off with, we gain the benefits of high alchemy and low alchemy spells. The spells have no rune cost or level requirement, but we already know this is not tier 1, so I don't think that's going to be that big of a deal since it's so quick to level up your magic anyway. The next part is it gives 15% more gold and it has a 65% chance not to be consumed, and that works out to be around 350% more gold for every item that you get. On average, it alchs for about 3 times before it disappears and you get 15% more each time. So definitely nice to have if you don't have a good money maker in your area that you're picking. If you're picking an area with a lot of good money makers, or we end up picking like a thieving relic like we got last time, then that side of it becomes less important, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. One of the areas that's going to be popular this year, Varlamore, has a gem store which has rubies in it, and these are going to make something like 15,000 GP profit each time. So chances are, if you're picking Varlamore, the money side of this relic is not going to be as useful as a lot of other areas. Same as the wilderness, since the agility arena is free, and probably the Rev Cave apparently it was last year, then you're not going to need money either. So if you're doing either of those two regions, just bear in mind that that part of this relic is not that good. The interesting part for me is when cast on a stack of items, the spell will automatically be recast over time till the stack is completely depleted. So essentially we're getting free magic XP, and it's taken the sweaty part out of leagues, and I do like that because you always felt in the last leagues, especially with banknotes, like you always had to be doing something if you chose it, otherwise it was a waste of XP. And what's normally quite a fun game mode, all of a sudden it was promoting being extremely sweaty all of the time. So of course, with all that money, runes are not going to be a problem, and you're going to easily be able to alch your way up to 99 passively. The next part, which is the really weird part, is that you gain the following benefits to prayer. 20,000 coins can be offered at the prayer altars in exchange for prayer XP. This respects all altar XP modifiers. Normal altars have no modifiers. The money with this relic is going to act like bones, so you can offer them on an altar. It's essentially going to get you all the bones that you need. But again, be mindful, if you're picking a region, probably Fremenic in this case is a good example. You're going to kill Vorkath a ton of times and get loads of dragon bones. That element of this isn't that useful. For anyone that's got an area that doesn't have a lot of dragon bones or a way to get your prayer up, just thinking another area that's quite good for getting your prayer up is Varlamore. You probably wouldn't get much benefit from that there since you get all the bone shards, but if you don't have a good area for bones, that's obviously massive as well. Next up, all items that are purchased from some select shops can be noted, provided the item can be noted at all. There will be a new button on select shops which toggles this effect, and without knowing what shops that's going to be, it's really hard to know. Now there are a few places I can think of where this would be very useful. Obviously Karambans in Karamja. It could be useful buying raw fish from one of the shops that sells them to be able to cook them later. It would save you a lot of time from having to buy ores and bank them all the time if you went to one of the shops to get all your coal, say for example, to train up your smithing. And other than that, I can't really think of too many places. Maybe you could help me out on that one. But any skill and supplies that you can buy from a shop and you need a ton of them, it's going to save you having to run back to the bank all the time. As a whole, not massively impressed. It's not standing out to me as something that I feel like I need to pick, but that might be the theme of this league, where they're just not as powerful, especially since we might be getting 7 tiers of relics or so that are not combat and only one combat one, since combat's in the masteries, or they might just be building up to the better ones later, which I think is a better strategy anyway. It gives you something to aim for, but we'll have to wait and see. Let me know what you think. Is it going to make a big difference to you? Because I'm thinking, as long as I've got good access to good money maker, good access to bones, and maybe we get last recall again, all of a sudden the value of this one drops down quite a lot. But we're going to have to see what the future spoilers bring.